Hi everybody, and welcome back to another week. Video number 16. This will be part 4 of Sabrina's interview, and this is the final one. Again, Sabrina has some good stories. Pay attention to what she's saying, because she drops little hints about how her life was before and after the surgeries. All the different things that she couldn't do before that she's actually doing now. This week, I guess we're going to pick up right where we left off on the last one, where I was actually talking about my videos and why I wanted to do those. All the stuff that I saw online, it was all professional, it's all scripted. I'm like, it stunk. I didn't like them at all. I wanted something that was more personal. So anybody watching these, if you wanted to do a video locally, if you're here locally and you want to do a video, let me know. Contact me, Messenger, in the group there, anywhere in there. So just contact me if you want to do it. Just a disclaimer real quick. If you're planning on doing this, if you haven't done it yet and you want to do it, just make sure that you do your research. Don't take anybody's word for it. All these stories that we got, everybody is different. Everything that you do is different. Like, you're not going to have the exact same experience as everyone else. Talk to your doctor about it. Your doctor's probably going to be pretty excited that you chose this. But do your research. Make sure that this is something that you want to commit to before you go and do it. It's not something that you take lightly, that, I'll do this is easy. There is nothing easy about this. I am 2 years out and I am still struggling. I struggle every day with all kinds of different, the temptations are there. Do your research. Make sure this is something that you want to commit to it. Make sure you fully commit to it. Talk to your doctor. Make sure that, they can explain things. Go to those seminars. Go talk to the bariatric surgeons or their PAs and talk to them. Just, make sure you do your research and make sure that you're going to be able to fully commit to this. All right. I'll talk to you guys after the video. Bye.
So that's why when I saw you wanted to do this, I was like, I'm not talking trust.
I went online, I was looking at all the videos out there are all professionally done by whatever company or whatever medical group is doing them. And I'm like, they're not personal enough. They're like, they talk to a couple people, but they don't really, I want to sit down and talk to people and get their honest, unbiased opinion, and I'm like, I wanted something real and so people can relate to. So I'm like, that's why I wanted to do this. So hopefully, I know when when the seminar stopped, even now when they're doing the Zoom meetings now, I'm like, it's just it's not the same as being in person and talking to people. So.
Yeah, it is. That's true. That, and one thing, since I was one of those that end up doing it all basically through Zoom and through support groups, it's just being active and present, right? And that's how, because I wasn't there live. I did it online with the class. I did the support groups on Monday nights when I could attend. Sometimes I had the support group on one computer, my work computer, doing other things, I'm like, yeah, I'm listening, guys, but, and I'm also doing a second master's at FIT right now, assistant engineer. So, but you can, if you apply yourself and try to be present, you still get a lot out of it. And a big part of that is the support group, the group on Facebook. Because a lot of questions that I was hesitant to ask, people have asked.
Yeah.
Or the next week they'll ask. Somebody will pop up like, I just was thinking about that,
Yeah.
And it's like even the pre-surgery questions, the process, this and that. Because people want to talk to real people. They don't want to just talk to the office. They want to talk to real people that have been through it and it's like, hey, is this normal? I don't want to hear your car is 3 months before the warranty's over, right? You take it in the car, the maintenance, and they're like, yeah, it's fine. 3 months and 1 day after that day, when your car cranks out, they're like, well, maybe there's a problem. Well, that's because now they're trying to sell you a service, right? So you don't want that. So you want to talk to real people that have actually gone through it, that had nothing to gain or lose by telling you the truth.
That's right. Yep.
And that group has done that for me. Yep. Times that I was like, oh, after the surgery, should I call the doctor? Is this normal? This and that. They're like, call him right now. Or the nurse or one of the group people that are in the program that work for NewFit that's in the group will say, hey, call us in the morning, or in fact, call us now. Having that is valuable, especially in this COVID environment we're in right now, because you can't be in the office. You can't, can I, asking questions because you're scared. Nothing's crazy. Nothing's.
Yep.
I've seen some crazy questions out there, and
I know, and I'm like, huh? What? But it's all there. It's all right there where everyone can see it, and like I said, it's real. You're not getting any kind of professional, don't ask it that way, say it this way. No, you're getting blunt.
It's not paid programming.
That's right.
Where they can guide and manipulate our words. And what we say, I don't see them taking and deleting posts and this and that. And, you know, you ask a real question, you're going to get a real answer.
That's right. Yep. Absolutely.
From by somebody on the team or somebody in the group.
That's right.
They're going to tell you. Might not be pretty, but they're going to tell you.
Yep.
But then other people that were scared to ask can have that same information, right? And asking and doing the support groups on Monday nights is great too when I can attend. You know, I learned some things from there. Sometimes there's products and stuff to talk about and everything, but other times it's just really experiences, you know. So I'm looking forward to what the great that's ahead of me, you know, because now I'm able to, I see past the hospital visits and the seizures and the heart stuff that I was like, I couldn't get upstairs, just like chest would just hurt, and I felt like I couldn't really participate and be active with my family because I couldn't move around and do the things that they do. Something fall on the floor, I had to call my son, could you go get this off the floor, because I was scared my knees were going to give out if I got down there, or I wasn't going to be able to get up.
Right.
You know, and it's like now I'm like, oh, okay. I have to resist the temptation of thinking the old mindset where I couldn't get down there. Don't call my son, get myself down there and get it myself, right? And so instead of asking my son to do it, I'm like, oh, you know, Sabrina, you can do this. No, there ain't nothing wrong with your legs. You know what I mean? But it takes minutes because for years you trained yourself one way and thinking you can't.
Yeah.
No, now you have to change it to the I can't.
I never had a problem getting down.
Yeah.
It was getting back up. And I was like,
trying to struggle, and I was like, okay, I don't want to break anything, trying to lift up on this table.
Yeah.
And I realized, wait a minute, I'm a buck theory. What the heck? You know, I'm not going to break this table doing this. But because of old me, even self-image, look in the mirror, I found myself having trouble buying clothes because I was still buying clothes that were too big. My husband's like, would you stop? I'm like, but I think I probably still, he's like, no, you're way past, you're not in 12 no more, so don't bring that 12 in this house. Because now you're giving out stuff that you just bought a couple months ago, because then you bought it, it was like, and I used to not want to try on stuff in the store because I was just like too embarrassed or whatever. Even though I'm in the dressing room, I just didn't want to go through all that because I know I'm a huff and puff and blow the darn door off trying to put the dress on and off, and I don't want to ask somebody to come help me zip this thing up. And this because those were the real challenges I had. So now, I mean, plug for the dealer's outlet in Orlando. If you have not been there, go to the one in West Coast Mall, not the one on East Colonial. West Coast Mall, I'm telling you, amazing deals in there. I bought at least $600 worth of clothes the other day for $100 at least.
Right.
But I was able to go in and try on things that I'm like, I don't know if I can. And different clothes designers, different size, you know, their sizing a little different, right? And I was like, this is a 10. That's probably. I put it on. It was drowning me, and I was like, are you serious? I never thought. I mean, a 10. I needed 2 10s to make up my 20 to get the dress on. Right, there's the front, there's the back. Open up these cuffs. I got one arm. You know, go from there. But now I feel more confident in doing those things and buying me things. I bought a little skirt, and it's like, okay, I can do this, you know. Yeah, I still have to firm up my thighs some from the skin and this and that. But you know what? Anybody looking at it that's like, this and that, they don't know what I've been through.
That's right.
They did not struggle. They don't lift my head when I'm throwing up from, you know, when it was first going on and adjusting and all that stuff. And they don't know what I've been through. So you can look, these are my battle scars. But you know what? I'm proud of each and every one of them because now I am who I am, and it's made me and value life better. Yep. You know, there are people here that was here last year and last week and ain't here today. You know, and I didn't want to be that person that's constantly saying, well, I'm going to change this. I'm gonna. No, take the time now and do it.
Yeah.
Because tomorrow's not promised for any of us. So why not get yourself where you have a healthier. I've got my first grandbaby coming in December. My son's been married for 8 years. He and his wife, Air Force, and they're getting ready to have a baby in December. My first great grand. And I'm like already looking for Airbnb for the month up in Kentucky because I'm like, I'm going to be there. You know, Grammy's going to be, I don't know what my name's going to, but what I'm saying is I will be healthier enough to be able to do the travel, not worry about being in the airline seat where I'm like, okay, where's the extender?
And be able to enjoy that little
thing.
For...
Otherwise I'm paying for 2 seats and people are looking at me and I'm like, and then don't give me that middle seat because I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm going to need an ambulance when this is over because somebody got to pry me off the seat, you know. But those are the challenges you face,
That's
right?
Yep.
And then other people that don't have the weight issues don't face, so they don't know that you have to pre-plan out a lot of stuff, think about a lot of stuff. You know, I can go somewhere now with a backpack for the weekend and I have enough clothes and everything because I'm rolling up my clothes in there that I put 3 pair of jeans in there where 1 jean would have fit before, you know.
Right.
So my husband's like, "This all you got?" I was like, "Don't even start." I said, "But that big old bag over there, makeup, yeah, that's it too." Yeah, he said that didn't change. Nope, sure didn't, you know. But I'm like, hey, this works for me.
Yeah.
It works for me, and I'm hoping that others see the value in it and take this tool for what it's going to provide them.
Absolutely.
You know. So, and I'm always still open for questions.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, there you go. That's it. That's the end of Sabrina's interview. You know, she talked about all kinds of stuff. You know, all her experiences through all 4 parts of her videos. She talks about how her life was before, and then she talks about how it is now, and things that she couldn't do before that she's doing now. I can't stress enough how important listening to those stories are, because she tells you everything that she went through. And check with your doctor, do your research. If you are a patient and you've already done this, go make sure you use those support groups. Go in there. People in those groups are very blunt. Everyone in there had in that Facebook group, everyone there has been through this. So make sure you go there, and they're very blunt about everything. They'll tell you stuff that you're like, oh my God, why am I reading that? You know, and that's just how it is. I mean, everyone has their own experiences, and sometimes you need help, and you need to talk to somebody. They're all there. People are always there to help you out. Always. If you have a hard time, talk to someone. There's someone in the group there. Maybe you're friends with them, maybe not. But if you post something in the group, everyone's going to respond. So do it. Use that group to all your best ability. Something that Sabrina brought up there is when you're overweight, you have to kind of plan for that when you do things like, you know, are you going to a concert? Do they have bench seats, or do they have regular chairs? You know, because you know, if you're big enough, you're not going to fit in that chair. Same way on an airplane, like you might not fit in that plane seat, or if you are, you're squished in there. There's the things that you think about, and that's the kind of stuff that keeps you from wanting to do that. Those are, you know, things that you think about all the time, and that I don't want to go through that, and I don't want to, because it's embarrassing, so I'm just not going to do it. And that's how it is. Again, make sure you talk to your doctor, do your research. Geez, I can't stress that enough. Just make sure you're doing that. Do your own research, and make sure that you are fully committed. Make sure you understand that this is a lifelong commitment. You can't just go in there half-assed and think that I got this is going to be so easy, and the weight's going to come off and I'll keep it off. One of the doctors I was watching on YouTube was actually told people about 50% of us are going to regain and ruin this surgery. That's what he said. That's what the statistics show, that 50% of people that do this will go back to their old ways. So don't be one of those 50%. Try and make that statistic go away, or at least make it better. Again, guys, like and subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. It helps me grow my channel. I want to keep these things going. I'm running out of material real quick. So yeah, I really like to keep these going. The interviews are great. They've been fantastic. I have a few more that people just answered their questions. I'm more than happy to talk about those. And we'll see how this goes. All right, guys. So like and subscribe. That button, it doesn't cost you anything. Somewhere over here, well, probably on both sides, there's going to be a video and a subscribe button. Make sure you do that for me. All right, I'll talk to you guys next week. Bye.